Well, welcome back to the channel, Cyborg Pirate, cyborgpirate.com. For those of you who've been following along with us on the restoration, rejuvenation, and launching of Diver Down, well, today we have some inclement weather. I'm having a hard time. I need to buy a vowel. So we're not going to be able to launch this week as we intended on, just because of the inclement weather. We're getting rain here in Phoenix, which means we're getting snow, and it's cold, so we're getting snow down at the lower levels. But enough about that. So what I'm going to do with this video is I did some research, got some information. So I will tell you that I'm not going to be ad-libbing this as we go. I will be reading a little bit of it, but I want to tell you a little bit about the history of the nautical flags and what the Diver Down flag is, what the Alpha flag is, what they mean, where they come from. And for the most part, most states carry the same type of laws, but I am going to speak to you specifically about Arizona's laws. California might be a little different. Florida might be a little bit different, just as far as distances, but the flags mean the same. And the reason I want to do this is I'm going to start a campaign around Lake Pleasant with diver safety and with boat safety. Because there's a lot of misconceptions about the flags and what they mean, or what a dive flag means, things like that. And so that's where I'm going with this. So a little history behind the nautical flags. Nautical flags were originally used for communications amongst comrades during military entanglements. What started a limited communication system evolved over centuries into a comprehensive, internationally recognized signaling system, functional for military and non-military purposes. Recreational vehicles also use nautical ship flags as well as a code signal flags to identify themselves and to communicate with other ships. So myself being a licensed boat captain, you learn some of this stuff as you're going through there. You learn basically what flags you see, what flags you need to post depending upon what your vessel is doing. Are you underway? Are you underway with underway without making way, which means that you're just drifting, you don't have the anchor down, but you're also not under sail or under motor power. So anyway, there's a whole lot of things that we can get into it there. I don't want to get into the weeds too much, but so Arizona state law requires that scuba divers and snorkelers display a Diver Down flag to mark the diving area. Vessel operators, aka us, must not operate within 50 feet of a displayed Diver Down flag, and they must reduce their speed to an idle speed when within 200 foot of the posted flag. So what that means is technically 50 feet is as far away as the vessels need to stay. A lot of people have this misconception that it's 300 feet, which is 100 yards, one football field. It is not that. It is, they need to stay 50 feet away, which is also the responsibility on the divers to keep track of where they are and surface within that 200-foot range, because that's where the boats will be idling, or should be idling, and better yet, within 50 feet, so that way that they do not get struck by a vessel at all. That's for people who understand what the flags mean, and unfortunately a lot of boaters don't. Anybody can go out and get a boat, and you don't need a license to drive one in Arizona. Scuba divers and snorkelers should not place a flag in an area already occupied by other boaters or where diving operation will impede the normal flow of waterway traffic. Divers also should follow all the water safety rules themselves. Two types of flags are used to indicate diving activity. So, what that is saying is that for example, on Lake Pleasant, we have a sailboat group that they go out and race on the weekends. Well, there's also two islands that pop up in Lake Pleasant in that area where diving by boat is very popular. So unfortunately, if the sailboaters get out there first, they have the right of the waterway there. You don't just go drop an anchor there and assume that because you put a flag up that they need to move. That's not the case. And I know that's been done by other dive charters on Lake Pleasant, and then they get into arguments with the yacht club about it, and actually both parties are wrong. If the dive flag is already up and posted and the dive vessel's there, then the sailboaters need to move on and go somewhere else. So it works both ways. Also, there is a location right there at the opening of Pleasant Harbor Marina where they're No Limit Scuba. I don't mean to throw anyone under the bus, but they like to claim that area, that little point right there, and then they get upset when boaters come through there. Well, that's a designated waterway for boats to come in and out of the marina. So if you're putting your flag up there, that's a designated waterway. You're under U.S. Coast Guard rule there, and you're wrong as a diver, and you as a diver are responsible for following the same rules. So if you don't want boats coming that close to you, then don't dive where the boats are supposed to be going through. Two types of flags are used in the diving activities. One is the diver down flag, which you see, which actually is internationally recognized now, but it was actually designed in California, which is the red field with the diagonal from left to right down white stripe, which is what you see on our diver down boat. That is, it's now internationally recognized, and that's more of a designated for divers only. Whereas the other flag that is used is the alpha flag. The alpha flag has a white and blue field. Going from left to right, it's white and then turns to a navy blue color, and that navy blue color has a reverse triangle in it, or cut out of it, if you will. And so that what that flag represents is it's the alpha flag. So again, because these were used for military purposes and signaling many hundreds of years ago, those are the it was an alpha flag. Alpha flag means a number of things. It means the letter A, alpha. It also means that the boat is anchored to the sea bottom and cannot move, which was why it began its use as a diver flag, because it kept other boaters, signaled to other boaters to stay away from that boat. That vessel was unable to move. It was anchored to the seabed. And then that flag is also required anytime you are diving in federal waters. So boats that have just the diver down flag, you might want to look into also having the alpha flag as well, which we will be flying both on our boat, because we try to follow the rules and we want to do everything right by our divers. So they do give some size recommendations for the size of the flags themselves, which is why I don't have one to display to you, because obviously I'm sitting in my truck and I can't hold a 3x5 flag up inside my truck to show you what those look like. But I will have pictures of them once they're on the vessel and we have divers in the water, and I'll get pictures of those for you. Since we're talking about boater safety on Lake Pleasant, Arizona law requires that a vessel involved in towing a person on water skis or similar devices carry and use a red or orange skier down flag whenever the skier or ski equipment is in the water. So what that means is, if the skier is jumping into the water to get set ready to go and the boat is not in motion, the skier's down, that flag needs to be held high in the air so that everyone can see it, which means be aware, stay away, don't drive over the skier, don't drive over the ski rope, and don't hit the towboat. When that skier falls, immediately that flag goes up, and the boat operator should be turning around to cover, conceal, and protect that skier that's down from any boats that are coming around, and stay close to that orange flag. This is also a flag that's used if you are swimming in a area that is not designated as a no wake zone. That flag needs to be up because you've got human bodies in the water, is basically so protecting yourself. Again, this is just a little bit of knowledge for folks out there. I will be running a campaign here about diver and boat safety around Lake Pleasant. I'll be putting out some flyers and things like that, and hopefully we can raise a little more awareness and just keep everybody safe. Thanks for tuning in today. Sorry we're not working on the boat. It's cold and rainy, and so that's not what we were focused on today. But anyway, thanks for checking us out. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Cyborg out.